And what you have to have when you get behind, you have to have a quarterback that's not only willing to extend plays, but can. When things can't be on time, when you can't take the first read, when you can no longer take what the defense gives you because you have to go take something from the defense, Tua Tagovailoa cannot do that right now.
What I've been saying about the Miami Dolphins, and maybe contextually it's been wrong, but I've always talked about Tua after his first read. And really what I'm getting at is we know that in the league today offensively, to be explosive consistently, your quarterback got to be able to move. When the situation calls for it. Tua is phenomenal from the pocket. He has nothing outside of that have been a reoccurring theme throughout the first weeks of this season, and it doesn't look like it's getting fixed.
There's a big difference between a false narrative and a narrative that's 100% factually true. Here's a fact, not a narrative, an actual fact. Tua Tagovailoa has not beaten a winning team since September 25th of 2022. That's over 400 days ago. In other words, that's a real long time. It's not a comfortable fact, but it's a fact nonetheless. And before I get into this video, let me just tell you, this isn't some anti-Dolphin video. It's not some Tua hater video. It's 100% fact. But I'm going to start this video by asking a very legitimate question. Can the Miami Dolphins beat a playoff caliber team? And it might surprise you with my answer here, but when you look at this team, I absolutely feel confident that the Miami Dolphins can beat a playoff caliber team. Not only am I comfortable and confident in saying that, I'm going to add to it. I will say that it's very likely that the Miami Dolphins will indeed beat a playoff caliber team. Why am I so confident? Because in watching every game, I can see a couple things that they can tweak here or there that's going to allow them to compete and beat playoff caliber teams. However, there is one thing that causes that confidence to somewhat waver, and that's based upon the things that the Miami Dolphins can't change. What am I alluding to? As you saw in my cold open, the word now is that Tua Tagovailoa is not a mobile quarterback, something we've known for quite some time, but the problem is Miami Dolphins can't fix that. What do almost all of the playoff caliber teams in the NFL have that the Miami Dolphins don't have? The answer is really simple: a mobile quarterback. There is only one quarterback from a playoff level team that has less rushing yards than Tua. That's Jared Goff with the Detroit Lions. As of today, Tua only has 33 yards rushing, and most teams look at him as being no threat to run the ball. And you can be rest assured that every defensive coordinator in the NFL knows that Tua is not a mobile quarterback.
What I've been saying about the Miami Dolphins, and maybe contextually it's been wrong, but I've always talked about Tua after his first read. And really what I'm getting at is we know that in the league today offensively, to be explosive consistently, your quarterback got to be able to move. When the situation calls for it. Tua is phenomenal from the pocket. He has nothing outside of that.
Now understand, sure, we've seen him scamper and he's made a play here or there and he's gotten a first down, but that's very seldom. No one is worried about Tua Tagovailoa extending a play and making something happen with his legs. Everyone knows he's accurate as hell. Everyone knows he's got great weapons, but everyone also knows that if you can throw off Tua's timing and get a good pass rush, he's not likely to run. I know what you're thinking. Oh, Barry, Tua's got great numbers against the blitz. That's not the same thing as being mobile. Forget all the excuses everyone's been using for the 3 losses against the Bills, the Eagles, and the Chiefs, and go back and look at the film. Watch how many times he kills a play, throws the ball away, or has a miscommunication. We all know that Tua is absolutely the Samoan sniper. But you have to understand what a sniper is. A sniper is usually someone who can hit his target with great precision, but is usually cloaked under camouflage or disguise. Tua is an unbelievable sniper, and Mike McDaniel has created an offense that allows him to operate under great deception and disguise. But what happens to a sniper when anybody can see him, and they can see him up in the watchtower getting ready to shoot? The answer is they become very vulnerable to counterattack. The response is very targeted as well because they can see the sniper's vulnerabilities. Because of last year's concussions, it seems that Mike McDaniel has told Tua, don't run, Don't leave the pocket. Try not to extend any plays, so not to expose his vulnerabilities. Now it seems people are referring to Tua and the Miami Dolphins as paper tigers. You don't fear the sniper that you can see. You simply make the moves and counterattacks to take him out. Let me give you a quick example. I was watching the news during lunch today, and I saw a poll that said 75% of voters believe that Joe Biden is too old to run for president again. That's a problem he can't fix. There's nothing you can do about your age. Father Time is undefeated. Well, the same thing goes for the Miami Dolphins. Right now, with Tua's vulnerabilities, they have a problem that they can't fix or aren't willing to fix. They essentially have a sniper in a wheelchair. He can't move or he won't move. And that leaves the Miami Dolphins with quite the dilemma. If you try and move Tua around or tell him to try and extend plays, are you exposing his vulnerability? Don't get me wrong, I was one. I called for Tua to basically stay in the pocket, don't try to extend plays, kill the ball when you have to, throw it out of bounds, hit a cheerleader, do whatever you want, just don't run. There was no way I wanted to see QB1 get another concussion. But now the game has evolved and you need a mobile quarterback. It is essential for playoff caliber teams to have mobile quarterbacks. As Ryan Clark said, there comes a time when you just don't simply take what the defense is giving you. You have to get out there and take from the defense what you need. As we're seeing, that's not something that Tua Tagovailoa is either being told to do or is even prepared to do. And therein lies the problem that the Miami Dolphins can't fix. Mike McDaniel is not going to expose Tua Tagovailoa and have him out there scampering around and running, and other teams know it. And every defensive coordinator in the league knows it. Every pass rusher, every edge rusher in the league knows that Tua is a sitting duck. So now it's on Mike McDaniel. What do? Do you have to become more mobile? Do you put him in a situation where he becomes more vulnerable? Is that something that Tua is prepared to do? Because you can't leave Tua sitting in a pocket, completely vulnerable, a sitting duck for all these edge rushers that are going to be coming after him on the playoff caliber teams. So forget the excuses, forget about everything about the Dolphins can't beat playoff caliber teams. They can, but once you get into the playoffs and you see the competition and what's going to be coming at you, what is Mike McDaniel's fix for Tua Tagovailoa not being a mobile quarterback? That leaves Mike McDaniel with an obvious problem. I don't know how he's going to fix it. I don't know how you let Tua become mobile at the same time exposing his vulnerabilities. Let me know what you think. Love to hear your comments. And don't forget, tomorrow, Tua Tuesday, just go ahead and click here to be notified when I go live. Talk to you soon. Fins up.
Is anybody catching on to this Barry guy?